What if I told you that having too many interests isn't actually a problem? What if it's actually the exact opposite? See, most people will tell you to just pick one thing already. Stick to one path, one career, one passion. But here's the thing. What if that advice is completely outdated? What if the future actually needs people exactly like you? People who can't just pick one thing. You've heard it before, haven't you? You need to focus. Stop being all over the place. Just pick something and stick with it. So maybe you tried that. You forced yourself to care about just one thing, but it felt like wearing shoes that were 2 sizes too small, like you were suffocating parts of yourself just to fit in. And honestly, that feeling was trying to tell you something. You're not scattered. You're not unfocused. You're just wired differently than most people. Point 1. You connect ideas others miss. Here's what makes you different. Most people dig really deep into one subject, but you go wide. And that's where something magical starts to happen. You start seeing connections that nobody else sees. You take an idea from music, and suddenly it makes sense in business. You mix science with storytelling and create something completely new. That's not confusion, that's innovation. Point 2. You thrive in uncertainty. Let's be real. The world is changing insanely fast right now. Jobs that exist today could be gone tomorrow. Entire industries are being rewritten. And while that terrifies most people, you're honestly kind of okay with it. Because you've been adapting your whole life. You learn something new, you use it for a while, then you move on. That's just how your brain works. So when everything around you shifts, you don't break. Point 3. You get bored easily. And that's okay. Now let's talk about the boredom thing. Because yeah, you get bored a lot. One day you're obsessed with photography, 2 weeks later you're learning Spanish, a month after that you're studying philosophy. And people act like that's a character flaw. But here's what they don't understand. Boredom isn't you being lazy or flaky. It's your brain literally telling you it's ready for more input. You're not broken. You're just designed to explore. Point 4. You build rare skill combinations. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. In the old world, being amazing at one thing was enough, but we don't live in that world anymore. Now, combinations are everything. Think about it. Someone who can code is valuable, but someone who can code and design, that's rare, that's powerful. Someone who understands psychology and marketing is a unicorn. You're not just collecting random hobbies, you're building a skill set that almost nobody else has. And that makes you pretty much irreplaceable. Point 5. You're built for the M-shaped future. There's actually a name for what you are. You're what they call M-shaped. Not T-shaped, not I-shaped, M-shaped. T-shaped people have one deep skill and a little bit of surface knowledge. I-shaped people just go super deep into one thing. But M-shaped people, you're different. You have multiple deep skills across completely different fields. You're a writer who actually understands business strategy, an artist who knows how technology works, a designer who can also code. And honestly, the future belongs to people like you, because the problems we're facing now are too complex for one-dimensional thinkers. They need people who can see the whole picture, people who can connect the dots across different worlds. That's you. You've been training for this your whole life without even knowing it. So what happens when you finally stop fighting it? When you stop trying to narrow yourself down, your brain doesn't just stay active, it gets stronger. Every new skill builds on the last one. Every connection makes you sharper. And here's the best part. You become genuinely hard to replace because nobody else has your exact combination of experiences and knowledge. You stop feeling guilty every time you switch directions because you finally get it. You were never lost. You were always exploring. Look, maybe you don't need to pick one thing. Maybe you never did. Maybe the world just needed a little time to catch up with how you're built. Maybe being too much was always the point. So here's my question for you. What if instead of trying to be less, you finally allowed yourself to be more? What could you create then? I want to hear from you. What's your weird combination? Are you a lawyer who bakes? A coder who paints? Drop your M shape in the comments below. If you're tired of being told to just pick one, hit that subscribe button. Let's build a future where being multi-passionate is the ultimate advantage. Thanks for being here. See you in the next one.